Well, I like the concept and the motivation behind writing the book. And I think this book, it sounds like it's going to be extremely valuable to people because, like you just say, when people come out of these relationships, they are so confused and drained and tired. And a book like this sounds like it helps them come to some realization as to what they're going through, help label things and give them some sense of understanding, right? So,
yeah.
yeah, so now it's A to Z. So I'm assuming it's going to be like an alphabetical reference type book, correct?
Yeah, sorry. So the beginning of the beginning of it, there is a story behind it. There is the story of the there are a few elements that I've kept similar to my first book, and I want to put some healing in there as well at the end. So with Finding Lily, I used a story to sort of explain the universe and then my background. But with this, I've explained the cycle of abuse separately, and I've explained various different things, and then I've gone into, A is for abusive cycles, and B is for belittling and betrayal, and so yeah. But there underneath it or within that is information on what it's like and emotionally what it does, and like cognitive dissonance, one of their favorite tools, gaslighting. Cognitive dissonance is so damaging. It really is damaging to the brain. So you can, read through it and understand maybe on different levels. You've got the A to Z, so you could look up, M, and see what's, in their manipulation and a manufactured relationship. But also find out what that is like, and have an understanding of what that feels like in a relationship, or what it appears like in a relationship.
Something you mentioned, I think, is very, very key, and maybe not something that everybody understands in terms of the actual term. But I would imagine that once you explain it a bit more, people will, those who are not familiar with cognitive dissonance, I think maybe explaining that a little bit more and going down the road of how that ties into emotional abuse and gaslighting, I think would be good, because again, it's not something where you always know the term, but once somebody explains it, you're like, oh yeah, I know what that's like, right?
Yeah. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do with the book. So cognitive dissonance is holding two different thought patterns around the same situation. And when I was trying to get examples, all I could come up with, or all I could find, were things like somebody who smokes that knows it's bad for them, or, but cognitive dissonance is, in a relationship, it is believing or being told by the person you believe loves you and is your protector. So there's so many different layers around this, and how. Also try in the book to explain how they do it as well. So cognitive dissonance is they place themselves into a place, they put themselves in a place of protector. So they've maneuvered themselves in. You go to them for your survival needs to be met. You see them as your protector, or whatever role, and it's something that happens when a baby's born. It's that type of relationship, that bonding that happens. So with the cognitive dissonance, what they're doing is they're actually trying to make you believe you're crazy. And they're giving you, so it might be that you believe they're telling you how much they love you, and yet their words and actions don't, or the actions don't match the words. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It makes total sense. I mean, when you're talking about emotional abuse, and also, of course, gaslighting is a big term, as is cognitive dissonance in the realm of narcissistic abuse and just pretty much toxic people in general.